It's 6:30 a.m. in the morning on Cray opening 2022 and I'm excited. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Right, it's just gone 7 a.m. I've got my nets all baited up. It's time to put them in. I've got 5 nets with me today. This one's baited up with a full lamb's fry. And these 4 here are baited up with chicken carcasses. So 4 nets with chicken carcasses, 1 with lamb's fry. Let's get them in and then check them a bit later on. Net number 1, and go out there. Now this bend here can be a bit of a death trap for cray nets. It's quite snaggy. I've caught quite a few crayfish in here, but I've also lost a few nets. Net number 2, throw that one out a bit further. Net number 3 can just go out there. Net number 4 can go out there. And net number 5, which is a very odd shape, can go over there. Right, all 5 nets are in. Some of these nets are really old. I've got some new ones in the car as backups if I need them. The thing I'm worried about with some of these nets being sort of oval shaped is they're more prone to tipping upside down and tipping the crayfish out when I check the nets. Anyway, I'll bring you back when it's a little bit lighter and we'll see if there's any crays in the nets. Right folks, it's time to check the nets. Well, it's not really, I'm just impatient. It's about 7:30. They've been in for about half an hour. That should be long enough. I've caught crayfish in that time frame plenty of times. But this net's going to be heavy regardless because it's got a huge big bit of lamb's fry in it. It was on a snag too. There's nothing in it. I might go down here and throw that upstream a little bit, I reckon. Right, no good in number 1. What about net number 2? Probably snagged, is it? Yep, how did I know that was going to happen? It's snagged good and proper. I got it off. Whew. I reckon it could be damaged. It is. Yes, I do know that this spot is a little snag prone. I've actually got cable ties with me to fix nets that do this. I might repair this one right now. I said cable ties a minute ago. What I meant was hose clamps. Here's a tip for anybody crayfishing. I've got a bit of a repair kit here for this very reason. Just a heap of hose clamps, a couple of small screwdrivers to do them up with, and you can fix these kinds of issues, no worries. Now look at that, about 2 minutes later, and I'm back in business. Righto, net number 3. And nothing. Righto, net number 4. And nothing. And last but not least, net number 5. This one's been, it was on a snag. It's been in the shortest amount of time. Oh, it's got a crayfish in it. The one that's been in the shortest, I've caught a crayfish in. It's my first cray of the season. Get ready for it, folks.
I'm on the board.
It's a bit small though. What I'll do, I'll get it out of the net and I'll put it in the bucket. Then I'll throw the net back in. Then I'll get a measure, just so I can sort of get an idea of size. Calibrate my iometer. Let go, mate. There we go. Right. I'll get the net back in and we'll get a quick measure and a photo. And just help calibrate my iometer. Right, now let's get a quick measure. I'm guessing he's probably only going to be about 70 centimetres using the Mr. Carpet tape measure. Big shout out to the awesome man that is Matt Thurling. That 10 is about 75. 75 to 80, undersize. See you later, mate. I decided to light a small fire and burn off some people's McDonald's rubbish in the process. It's got me stuffed why people come to these amazing places and leave rubbish behind, even if it is just a McDonald's coffee cup. Why? Right, it's been about 45 minutes. I reckon that's long enough. Let's go and check the nets for the second time. Oh, now this one was moved upstream a little bit. This is the lamb's fry net, the liver net, the snagged net. I knew this spot was snaggy. Bringing the whole snag in, and a big crayfish with it, 2 crayfish with it. One fell off. There was a snag and 2 big crayfish. 1 crayfish got off. I think this is going to be undersize. She's got eggs anyway, look at that. There's no point me even measuring her. There were actually 2 crayfish in that net then, but 1 got off. If you look under here, it's hard to show you on camera. See those eggs? You can see them in there. That means she's in berry. A female crayfish is called a Jenny, and I've got to put Jenny back in the water. And I'll do that gently, if I can. See you later, darling. Right, now net number 2. I'm actually not going to be keeping any crayfish today. I just love catching them. I normally keep 1 or 2 each year and put the rest back. I enjoy this part, pulling it up. I don't think there's anything in this one. It doesn't feel very heavy. I enjoy the anticipation, pulling them up and looking for those big white claws that come up from the bottom of the net. Righto, net number 3. And yes, I have a cray. Another undersized cray. Bigger than the first undersized one. I'll get a quick measure for calibration purposes. The first one was about 75. The best way to do this is to hold the claws with one hand so that they can't just wander around and grab you. Alright, here's the 10 centimetre size. Oh, similar to the first one. Around about 75. Similar size to the first cray. No eggs. See you, mate. Right, now net number 4 and 5. We'll do 4 first. Snagged. That's off the snag. It feels heavy. I reckon there's something in this. Yeah, there is a good one. I think it's oh, she's got eggs. She's another pregnant female. Another pregnant female with eggs. Let's just get a quick measure. I don't reckon she's legal size. Yeah, she's about 90, 95. I'm coming down here where I can get a bit closer to the bank to release her a bit more gently. See you later. These banks are extremely slippery, and that's why I've got these on. These are crampons. They're like snow chains on my feet to help me walk up and down the mud without slipping. Right, net number 5. What have we got? One big one. Nearly a legal size one, but has it got eggs? Maybe just, it's got no eggs. It's got no eggs, but I reckon it's just undersize. I'll have a look. Righto. Let's get the measurer out. Yeah, just under. Got no eggs, but just undersize. Might get a quick photo of this one and put it back. Righto, slightly undersized crayfish. See you later, mate. The wind's picking up. It's only about 6 or 7 degrees. The sky's getting greyer. Starting to feel a lot like winter. I love this time of year, my favourite time of year. I saw Fisheries shared something on their Instagram and Facebook page yesterday about cray season being open. I saw a number of people complaining that they don't go these days because they can't keep enough. Did you know that crayfish are less widely distributed than what they used to be? There's places that used to have crayfish that don't anymore. We have healthy numbers of crayfish in the places that they are, but they're not in as many places. So we've got less areas with crayfish and more people crayfishing. So it makes sense to have tighter regulations. I'm happy with the 2 per day limit. I only keep a couple a season anyway. Just like some people like catch and release Murray cod fishing or catch and release trout fishing, I enjoy my catch and release crayfishing. We used to sit on the banks of these rivers here in the 80s and 90s and we'd catch heaps of crays. I think the bag limit was 10 per day back then and the size limit was only 9 centimetres and there was no maximum size. And we'd just sit here all day chewing on legs and claws. It was great. But unfortunately with the reduction in the areas where crayfish are found and the increasing number of anglers, those days are long gone. They're not sustainable anymore. I think if you want to enjoy crayfishing, the best approach is to go crayfishing knowing that they are very slow growing. They take about 10 centimetres to grow to their legal size. They're slow growing. They're particularly susceptible to over harvest because they're so slow growing. See it as a fun winter activity. See your 2 crayfish a day as a delicacy or a treat rather than a meal. And if we all do the right thing, we can continue to do this for years and years to come with our kids and then our grandkids after that. I just love crayfishing in the winter, even when it's only 6 or 7 degrees and overcast and windy. Oh yay, it's starting to rain lightly. If it gets too heavy I can retreat to the car if I need to. Righto, it's time to check them again. It's been about 45 minutes, same as last time. It's been raining lightly. I just had a look at the current temperature in Wangaratta and it's 4 degrees. 4 degrees and raining is unheard of where I live. I live in a temperate zone, not a polar zone. What have we got? Nothing. Will it be snagged again? Please don't be snagged. Oh, I was on a snag, I was touching a snag, but it doesn't feel very heavy. Feels a little bit tangled, but nothing. I tell you what, I cannot recommend crampons for your shoes highly enough. Look at I'm on a 45-degree angle here on a muddy bank. I don't even look like slipping in. I bought mine from Amazon. I'll have a look online and see if I can find some at Amazon. If I can find the same ones or something similar, I'll put a link to them in the video description below so you can check them out. Nothing. Net number 4. This one will have 3 crayfish in it. You watch. It feels heavy. It's snagged. That's why. Nothing. Before I throw that back in, I'll check net number 5. Will this be my first crayfishless round? Doesn't feel very heavy. Got a bad feeling. Look at that, not one. Not one this round. Oh well, better luck next time. Well, that was very disappointing. I think I'll give him a full hour this time. The rain's getting a bit heavy again. I've put my I've got my hoodie on, which will keep me dry if it doesn't rain too much. Now I'm putting the bag that my chair comes in over my legs. 4 degrees, showers and windy. Beautiful. Welcome to winter. Righto, it's time to go around the nets again. Last time was a bit of a disaster. A disaster, as Vincent Donnelly would say. I did not catch a single crayfish in any of my 5 nets on my last check. Right, but they weren't snagged, that was a start. This feels heavy. Oh, this has got a huge big bit of lamb's fry in it, that's why it's heavy. Right. The bad run continues. Does the bad run continue to continue? No, I've got the daily double. Ha! Might get a photo of the 2 of them in my net. Right. That one's going to make its own way back. Look at that, all the way back. In she goes, well, he goes, whatever it was. I think it was a he. Right, you can go back into. Didn't bother measuring them, they were well undersized. Right, this check of the nets, this round of the nets is already shaping up to be better than the last round. Jeez, I love this. Absolutely love this. There's a little one in here. There's a little one in here. Now I'm going to hold on to this one for a minute, but I am going to put it back. And I'll show you why shortly. Unless it's a female with eggs, I'll put it straight back. I'm going to hold on to it for research purposes for a couple of minutes. Righto, net number 4. How does it feel? Let's make a call. Yep, there's 2 in here. Or none. 2. I was 2 out. Right, what about this one? No, there's none in here. If there is, it's a small one. Ha! I was right. Here we have an undersized Murray crayfish. In the grand scheme of shellfish, crawfish, crayfish, crustaceans, it's still quite big, but for this particular species, it's quite undersized. It's got to be 10 centimetres from its eye to its tail, and that's about 8. Anyway, I'm about to conduct a scientific experiment with this crayfish that I could live to regret. I'm going to let this crayfish bite me on this finger, and I want to see how much it hurts. With a glove on, of course. Right. This is stupid, Robbie. I think you're going to regret this. Go. It's actually not that bad. I done this last year with a friend of mine, Mark Taylor, and that one, oh, it's getting tight now. Oh, he hasn't got hold of it properly, that's why. It's, I'll try again. Oh, that hurts a lot more. There we go, folks. I'll let this crayfish grab me on the finger to see how much it will hurt through this glove. And it does hurt, but it's not too bad. Actually, that one, it's funny, its left claw hurts a lot more than its right claw does. Its left claw has a tighter pinch than its right claw. That's got me quite bad there. Well, there you go. All right, little crayfish, you're undersized, you've got to be released. See you later, mate. It wasn't that bad. It hurt. It didn't even hurt, really. It was just a little bit of pressure. It wasn't as bad as I would have thought, but I'd hate to do it without a glove on because I reckon that would be quite painful. Right, it's been 50 minutes since my last check, so I'm going to check the nets now. Then I'm going to let the fire go down, and then the next time I check them will be the last check. So let's go and check them for the second last time. I'm surprised I've still got these 2 nets and haven't lost them on a snag yet. I've come very close. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. No, I can feel it coming. Yes, I did speak too soon. I can feel it coming over heaps of snags. She's a goner, I think, this one. Oh dear. I think I spoke a bit too soon then. I'll wrap that around my hand and walk backwards. Uh-oh, right. I'm going to leave that one and then come back to it. I think it's a goner. What about net number 2? Oh, it's got a big one in it. The first big cray for the day. The first really big one. It's a big Jenny full of eggs, but that is enormous. Let's get a quick measure, then I'll give you a close-up look. She's 120. 120 from her eye to her tail. I'm going to get a quick photo, then I'll put her back in the water. She's 120 mil from her right of her tail. If it was a male, it'd be right on the maximum size. See you later, big girl. See those claws disappearing into the water. Righto, net number 3, which might be net number 2 from now on, because I don't think I'm going to get net number 1 back. Nothing. Righto, what about net number 4? What's the call? Feels heavy, I reckon there's 1. None. No, there isn't 1. Righto, last net. Doesn't feel very heavy either. And that's why there's nothing in it. And there's a few crays on the move, but they are a little bit slow. Right, now I'm going to let my fire die down. I'll give them an hour. I'll pack all my gear up. The next time I pull the nets out, they'll be staying out. Righto folks, it's time to check the nets for the very last time. I've stoked the fire up. I said I was going to let it go out, but a young fella named Ben has rocked up and he's going to inherit my campfire. And he's never held a crayfish. You're going to get to hold a little one, Ben. I've caught a small one. There you go, mate. I'll put him away from the net for you. You've never held one?
Nah, yabbies, yeah, but crayfish, no.
You hold them the same, they're just a bit more spiky.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah, yes.
That'd be a massive yabby, and it's a hugely undersized cray.
Yeah. Yeah, I still wouldn't like to put my finger in.
Chuck him back in when you're done, mate. I put my finger in one before.
Yeah.
I had a glove on, a garden glove, and I put a finger in just to see how much it hurt, and it wasn't too bad. Righto now, net number 2. I've only got 4 nets now, remember, because one of them's MIA. Doesn't feel very heavy. Nope. Now these 2 nets here have been a little bit disappointing lately. They haven't caught as many the last couple of times as I would have expected. And it would appear that that pattern is going to continue. I'll leave that there and I'll pull this one out now, then I'll take both baits out at the same time. Doesn't feel very heavy. Wow. Folks, I've had a blast this morning. It's been a bit slower than I would have thought. I think it doesn't help that we haven't had a lot of frost this year. We need a few really, really cold, frosty mornings. But anyway, I've caught a few and I've had a lot of fun, and thank you all very much for watching.